Hello everyone, welcome back to the Mental Health Experience. Got my little snazzy shirt on today I like. Friends like to make fun of me for this. Today we're going to talk about a very passionate topic of mine. To start off, I am not a mental health counsel provider. Just stuff I've noticed in the gym. Some stuff is research, some stuff is anecdotes, but I can tell you what. This topic is not talked about enough, and when it is talked about, it's addressed in a very poor way by people who don't understand how to get under the root of the problem the majority of the time. So, the mental health problems in bodybuilding. To start off, bodybuilding can be extremely healthy. There's lots of people who are, you don't have to be a high-level competitor. People go to the gym because they want to build their bodies, whether it's through strength training, powerlifting, hypertrophy specific, just focus on building muscle, CrossFit, it doesn't matter. But we're going to focus a little bit on the actual competitive side of bodybuilding and what I've seen being a fan and follower of the sport for almost 15 years. A lot of this I've experienced myself as well. These aren't in any particular order. I just think they're very, very important that we talk about this. Number one, conditional acceptance. I have spoken about this topic numerous times. Dr. Albert Ellis, who is the number one most influential person in psychotherapy today, above Sigmund Freud, he is the creator of CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, which is now the gold standard for almost every single mental illness ever. It's just reframing. It's not reframing, it's looking at things in a rational sense, because it comes from REBT, rational emotive behavioral therapy. Almost everyone on the planet lives their life conditionally. If I get lean enough, I'll be this. I go through my friends' Instagram feeds. Oh man, I can't wait to get my lats up. Oh my gosh, can't wait to get my calves up. Oh, I need to look better than that. They never accept themselves in the moment right now, and that is one of the driving factors. That belief is one of the driving factors of why they have the anxiety, depressive feelings that they have today, because they don't accept themselves unconditionally. They accept themselves conditionally. That is one of the biggest problems. That's why I put that as number one. I'm not going to go into too much in depth on all of these because it would take me 35 hours. Number two, lack of positive community. Holy shit, excuse my language, is this a big one? Something I've noticed in the CrossFit community, and whether you're watching the games or so forth, is the community. It's why CrossFit thrives. Bodybuilders have this sense of you got to work out by yourself. If you have a training partner, it's I'm against you. You look at it at the press conference on the Olympia stage. They act like literal children. Sorry, that's blunt, but they do. Complain, put each other down. Whether it's for show or not, it is not a healthy environment. I have had people I've talked to, well, I'm competitive. Competitiveness, the way you look at it, is irrational. You could be competitive and still have camaraderie between people in the division, but that is not seen. It is seen at such a small level, especially through my own personal anecdotes. It's not a healthy environment. It's healthier in the natural realm, but in the IFB and NPC, it's absolutely terrible. Let's move over here. Your photos. You with a pump is not who you are. People will only post pictures in particular lighting, in particular pumps, because guess what? They only accept themselves conditionally. They're too afraid to post a photo when they don't have a pump. Because A, it might be marketing, but you've now lied about your whole persona. If you have 3.5 million followers and you've built that persona on only pictures with pumps or pumping up backstage or lighting, you have created a false environment that affects multiple other people who do not understand cognitive behavioral therapy. It's no one's fault. It's just not a healthy thing to do. I'm going to move around a lot here. Not balanced. I'm actually going to put this into number 10 real quick. Lifting weights, whether you're a competitor or not, is a part of life. Now, to be at the top of the game in anything, you're going to be unbalanced. Rich Froning, Matt Frazier from CrossFit, it doesn't matter if you, Jeff Bezos, it doesn't matter. Your life will not be balanced. But that is an outlier. All of you watching this who are not Phil Heath, Ramy, or Mr. Olympia, you are living a highly unbalanced life because you do not accept the fact that you're never going to make it to the Olympia stage. And that is okay. You can live a balanced life, but There's so much bro science out there. You have to eat every 2 to 3 hours. You have to eat these clean foods. And all this ridiculous nonsense that creates an absolute psychological disaster for you. Okay? Number 5, it's never enough. This goes over the anabolics. There's nothing wrong with taking anabolics, but you have to ask yourself the why. First of all, these are the true reasons why people take anabolics. They're insecure. They don't accept themselves. Their training is horrible. They don't have progressive overload. They don't know about volume, frequency. They don't know about any of the factors of progression. So they go, my genetics suck. I need to take steroids. And then they take anabolics and they look worse than 50% of the people who are natural. That goes to show you something. But what do? Genetics. It's my genetics. It's not your genetics. It's your training. Even with mediocre genetics, you can achieve an outstanding physique when you actually place the variables correctly in a training program. So it's never enough. Bigorexia, opposite of anorexia, per se. One London study, it was a UK study, looked at that 8 out of 10 people that go to the gym, males, never find themselves satisfied. They always need to be getting bigger. Body dysmorphic disorder is a true mental illness. It's when you're just completely obsessed about a body part that you're just not happy with. Why? Because you don't accept yourself. You only accept yourself conditionally. All of these points tie together and make one of the unhealthiest aspects of bodybuilding. And this is everywhere. Binge eating. People do not know how to diet. Now, binge eating is a physical component, but the psychological components it causes, if you are random arbitrary numbers, let's say off season, you're 220, you step on stage, you're 189, who gives a shit? You come back and you're like, I gained 20 pounds in 2 weeks. You're dumb. You're not a dumb person, but that act was dumb. That one act you did was moronic. It is so prevalent in this industry because people don't know what they're doing and their coaches don't know what they're doing. Majority of the IFBB coaches have enough exercise physiology and nutritional knowledge and biochemistry knowledge to fit on the back of a playing card. And they can't explain it properly. So they really don't even know what they're talking about. That is so common. People that actually know what they're talking about understand this. Superiority complex. Oh my gosh. I got a PhD in exercise science to prove to people that I'm smart. Nobody needs to respect you. Nobody needs to care about you. It would be nice if they did, but you are trying so hard to prove to people that you're smart. It is so irrational. It's such a superiority complex, as Dr. Albert Ellis says, one of the biggest musts in shoulds and detrimental thinking to human society. They must listen to me. I'm like, well, nobody has to listen to you. Jillian Michaels just said a bunch of crazy stuff. A bunch of people on Instagram were like, I'm a proof her wrong. Fighting negativity with negativity has no ROI. It is a false illusion. You think because you're proving someone wrong that they are... No, it doesn't work like that. Just accept that she said something stupid. It's unfortunate. All you can do is try and educate. And if they don't want to listen, it doesn't matter. This is going to take a long time to let this sink in if you've been fighting negativity with negativity for so long. Judging and comparing. Oh my gosh. Oh, this ties into everything too. Oh my gosh, this person's leaner than me. Oh my God, there's so much more muscle than me. Oh man, I don't accept myself. Oh man, I don't accept myself. Oh man, I don't accept myself. Conditional acceptance. You notice how everything ties back together? It's because this is probably the most aggressive I've approached this, so I am going to say sorry on that. But it's bad, and no one talks about it, and the people that talk about it have no idea what they're talking about. So, it comes down to unconditional self and other acceptance. And all of this stuff starts to fade away when you practice this over a long period of time. You're not going to have conditional self-acceptance and practice unconditional self-acceptance one time and then be like, I'm good. No, you had this belief for 20 years. It's going to take years. More than likely, anyone that I know who truly accepts, and that's not, I don't give a shit. No. That's a false insecurity premise. It's truly, I'm not really happy with myself. I could do what it takes to get better, but if it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world. I have a lot of other great things in my life. Yeah, it's frustrating that Jillian Michaels said some stuff about protein and bone density and all this other nonsensical stuff. I can go about it in a positive way, and if they don't want to listen, that's okay. Stop fighting negativity with negativity. It doesn't do anything. It never will do anything. Ever. Whoo! Got real excited for this one, guys, because it is just, this right here, I wish every NPC and IFBB bodybuilder on the planet watched this video. I don't even compete because I don't care, because it's so unhealthy for the majority of people. I know a lot of competitors. Their mental health sucks. Sorry to say it publicly. It's terrible. And it all comes down to this. Boop, 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 boop. Hold on one second. You know, just gonna, hold on. Hold on. Conditional self-acceptance. Guys, ladies, we have to work on unconditional self-acceptance. These other things go into the background. Besides BDD, that's an actual disorder and probably takes a lot more work from a mental health professional. But judging, binge eating, well, that's also a disorder if you look at it and if it's actually pathological. And all this other stuff starts to fade into the background when you start to accept people for who they are, accept yourself, realize that you can't force anyone's change. And there are so many people with high followings that, I mean, look at who they attract. They're so negative and they only attract negativity. Do you want that in your life? If you do, I can accept that. I want nothing to do with it. And these people are awesome. They have great insight. They have great information. They have great knowledge, but the delivery is terrible. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed my sweet shirt. And I'm always going to keep the top button buttoned. Have a good one.